Hello YouTubers! This is my first talking head video, I guess. I'd like to talk about something today. It's about an experience I had several months ago, and I've been thinking about it a lot because basically I just can't figure it out. Now I drive a truck. Basically that means that I don't get a lot of exercise. So to get exercise, I occasionally like to take walks, nice long walks. I have a pedometer for that purpose, and I just get out of my truck, take my pedometer with me, and I usually walk about 2.5 miles. And when I hit the 2.5 mile mark, I turn around and go back to my truck, and that will equal 5 miles. Now, one day I was in Hebron, Indiana. There's a Flying J truck stop there, and it's a beautiful place. There's nothing but farmland all over. So naturally I wanted to take a walk. I mean, who wouldn't when there's just so much farmland everywhere? So I took my walk, and there was very little traffic. About a mile into it, a pickup truck with 2 people in it pulled over to the shoulder, and it was obvious that they wanted to talk to me because they stopped right in front of me. And the driver was a man who had no shirt on. I know a lot of horror movies start out that way. Initially I wasn't frightened by them. I figured they were just they were going to ask for directions, in which case I couldn't help them because I don't live in the area. I'm not even from Indiana. Then I thought that maybe they would just ask me if I needed a ride. That's happened before, and I've accepted rides from people, and if they asked me if I needed a ride, I would just refuse because I was out to take a walk. The passenger in the pickup truck was a woman, and what struck me about her is that she looked like the man in that painting American Gothic. You just put you get the guy with the pitchfork, and you put some long hair on him, and that was the woman that was sitting in this pickup truck. You are never going to believe the question that they ended up asking. The man asked me, "Were you looking in our mailbox?" And I said, "What?" And then she asked me, "Were you looking in our mailbox?" So I said, "No, I wasn't looking in your mailbox." And then she says, "Yes, you were." I said, "No, I wasn't." Well, then she says, "We just got a call from a neighbor that said that you were looking in our mailbox. And you live in that house over the hill." And I stopped her right there, and I said, "Hey, wait a minute, I don't live around here." And she says, "Evidently you do." And then she says, "So what are you doing out here?" And I said, "I'm walking around." And then she says, "Stay out of our mailbox, or we're going to call the police." Then I looked at her and I said, "You're crazy." Then she says, "Oh no, we're not crazy." Then I looked at her again and I said, "You're crazy." Then she says, "Oh no, we're not crazy." Then she started laughing hysterically, and then they drove off. Have you ever had an experience where afterwards you think of things that you wish you could have said? Well, that's the kind of experience this was for me. She told me that I lived around there. What I really would like to have said was, "Well, why don't you drive me to where you say I live, and if it's a nice enough house, I'll be glad to start living there." And when they threatened to call the police, when they threatened to call the police, I really wish I'd said, yes, please call the police. I want to tell them that there's a couple of crazy people around here patrolling the area and confronting strangers and accusing them of bizarre crimes. But I missed my chance. So I guess the moral of the story is, if you're a truck driver and you want to take a walk, go ahead. Just don't do it in Hebron, Indiana. There's some nutty, nutty people around there.